Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1 of the Sleepy Souls Podcast. I'm Cyber. I run Sleepy Souls. I voice... Who do I voice? Zephyros from Hiveswap, Lavian from Bastair, Makoto and Nagito from Danganronpa. And with me I have Stefano.
Hi, I'm Stefano, and I'm voicing Hajime and Kamakura in the Danganronpa series.
Objection.
Hi, I'm Scarlett, aka Objection, aka Rat Queen. I voice Gundam Tanaka. Just kidding, I voice Yoko Sayonji. And I'm just a kid who has no idea what they've just gotten themselves into.
And with us is Tex or King Spirals. I don't know, what do you want to go by?
Either, I suppose. You can bow down and represent. I don't know what I was going for. Anyway, hi, I'm Tex. Or King Spirals, if you know me from that. For Sleepy Souls, oh god, I've got a long list. So I voice Celestia Ludenberg and Sonia Nevermind from Danganronpa. Do I voice Kanaya? Is this the one I voiced Kanaya for? Okay. And yeah. I don't know if I voiced Roxy, but I have voiced Roxy for Homestuck. I do Noelle for Deltarune, whenever the second part's coming out, I suppose. I voice Zelda from Princess Zelda. I don't know if there's anything else.
Yo, wait, you're actually an insane Zelda. What the... It just hit me. You definitely sound like... Especially how Zelda sounded in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it was a Breath of the Wild comic, and I was like, hey, Tex, you want to record for this? I was very happy to hear Big Chungus as a word that came out of your mouth. Very good.
Oh my god.
So I just have a file, like a folder on my computer right now. It says Zelda Chungus.
No!
It's a definitive fact for everyone at home.
Wonderful.
So yeah, that's what we do. That's who we voice. Yeah.
I can't believe I'm as much of a role slut as CL.
I think you're more so than he is from this channel, because he's Dave for Homestuck. He's the narrator for Deltarune, and then he's Leon and Taka from Danganronpa.
Well, I think I've one or two more roles over him then.
Yeah.
I want to be a role slut.
You will be one in time. It takes training and practice.
You will learn.
You will learn the practice of the slut. The role slut, to be specific.
I don't know. What have we been up
What's
to?
on the table, Areno?
What's on the table? What's cooking? What's shaking? Bacon?
I never wish you could go back in time just a few seconds before, just so that way you can tell yourself take off the headphones because you don't like what you're about to hear. Because I just felt that.
Just stop. Get some help.
Oh my god. But to answer your question, Cyber, I'm doing okay. Quarantine has me going just mildly crazy, but I've been keeping myself situated.
Oh god. Yeah, that is weird to think about, though. We're just...
Well,
I've had...
Oh, okay. I was just zooming right in there with my story. I've just been recording all day. That's it.
I haven't left my house since November.
Wow.
I don't think I've left my house since 20...
I don't like where this is going.
17?
Yeah, but I'm
been a
actually
while.
not joking.
I'm just waiting for lockdown to be lifted. So I can be I did my time. 12 years of it. In my fucking house!
That's the thing, right? I think it's so fucking sad, because everyone's like, oh man, I'm dying, I'm in quarantine, I hate that I'm isolated, and I'm like, fuck, I've been living my life how people are supposed to live when there's a fucking viral outbreak. I've been locking myself up for literally no reason. It's just how I live.
I actually tweeted something almost exactly like that yesterday. I'm not gonna read the first tweet, but the response basically, I'm talking about how I've actually been enjoying quarantine a bit for giving me time. And I said also, I'm used to being in my house for insane periods of time. Before I would hide in my basement all day and avoid interaction and be shamed for it. Now I'm being praised, LMAO.
I self-quarantined before it was cool.
I mean, the thing is, I don't usually, want to go out all the time. But now that I can't, I have a desperate urge to go outside all the time.
It's the forbidden fruit fallacy. You want what you can't have, and it's miserable.
It's like, give me the outside. Give it to me.
It just really sucked because I was going to meet up with my girlfriend at a convention in April. And it was like, oh yeah, we're going to meet up. And then it's like, oh, I guess we're just going to stay indoors for a couple months. And it's like, oh, I guess the convention got pushed back to a couple months. And then we waited and it's like, oh, I guess the convention is canceled.
Yeah, conventions. I was looking forward to one just before everything kicked off. And then lockdown started the week before it was meant to happen. So I was scrambling about oh my god, I've got all these train reservations, I've got the hotel and all that. And I managed to fix it all, but now I'm just oh, I really wish I could go to con. I want to see my friends. I want to cosplay.
I was just gonna say though, I just think it's really bizarre that because I had this idea for making a podcast for the channel since around the time it started, honestly. This has been a thing I've been wanting to do for the past 2 years, and it's just weird that it's literally the planet shutting down is what finally pushed me. It's fuck it, I'll do it. I'll just actually bite the bullet and make it.
Hey,
That's
sometimes
such a mood,
you always gotta find the silver lining and stuff that happens. It's yeah, you may be on quarantine. Yeah, it's probably been something 70 days since I've last seen my friends face to face, but hey, I get to play video games and scream into a microphone. That's pretty cool. Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you. I guess I'm curious because I guess me and Tex have been doing VA stuff for a while, but aren't Stefano and Scarlett, aren't you guys newer to this?
Yeah, I just started in March.
Wow.
I just started 2 days before I applied for your role thingy majiggy, your audition casting call.
Wow, we really?
Yeah, I basically during quarantine I was it's kind of a similar situation to Cyber where I wanted to do it for a while. I was wow, being a voice actor seems so fun and so cool, and I would love to do it because as someone who frequently watches anime dubs, sometimes it's just the voice for the character is inspiring in a sense of I want to do that. I want to be that voice that people resonate with and fall in love with, and are you get linked to a character that sometimes has such a monumental change in someone's life. Or they just think they're badass, and that's dope too.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing it since 2014.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, basically my big VA story is I wanted to be a big homestuck voice actor, and that was it. I wanted to be a popular homestuck voice actor, and that was my only goal.
Scarlett, how did you get into it, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh yeah. So basically, someone asks, one of my younger cousins asked, "Hey, how do I make money?" Gave him some advice, find something you like and get into the industry as soon as possible. And I'm why the fuck am I not doing that? That's good advice. So I started to do it.
I mean, honestly, because, the thing was that I got into it because, it was, I think 2017, or 2018, some of my friends were, that was voice acting related. And, I was just added to the, Skype call. Because, they were fuck it, I just don't feel like talking to, one group or the other. I just want to talk to you. So they just added me. I just kind of didn't leave, and then I guess I became an editor for their channel. And then I quickly, just because of my connection to them, I ended up, voicing a couple characters. And then I don't know, I guess I, developed an interest in, in voice acting, just, as a thing. Oh yeah, these are all these voice actors. This is how the process is. This ADR and prelay, all this shit. And then from there, I was just fuck it, I'll make my own channel. And then that's literally what Sleepy Souls was. It was just I just wanted to have my own thing. So then,
yeah,
this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was Well, all right. First of all, I just want to like get this clear. So like you wanted to, or like to text. You said you wanted to be a big homestuck actor, and you started in 2014. Where did you go to like start? Did you just like start off like practicing solo and like doing lines for yourself, or did you just start auditioning to like things?
Well, okay. Well, here's the Tex origin story. Basically,
Yay.
I had I still have a friend called Pom. Pom is still my friend. But
Pom
me and
auditioned
Pom,
for the danganronpa thing, actually.
yeah. Well, me and Pom, we kind of met on like a roleplay site, and we were just kind of like talking, and then we were like, you know what? I kind of want to do like the Homestuck comic dubs. So what we did is we started our own Homestuck comic dubbing like Tumblr blog, and it's still out there. You can still find it if you know where to look.
Oh boy.
That's incredible.
And we just kind of it was Skype. That Skype thing reminded me, but we started off with like a group on Skype, and we kind of brought in some of our friends, and then we held auditions. And the majority of what it was in the first days was me and Pom getting on a call together on Skype, and then some other people joining us as well, and we'd all go through like all the Homestuck voices we could do. I mean, we'd obviously have our cast characters, but then we go in the call and we just like go through them all for fun, and then that's where I started to get into it, and then I just kept auditioning for like every single thing I saw regarding Homestuck voice acting. I used to go through like the Homestuck voice acting tag on Tumblr and like find blogs that had auditions open, and I just like shower them in auditions. And what I used to do back then was I'd have like voice lines on SoundCloud, and instead of like recording a new audition every time, I just send them the SoundCloud links and be like, hey, here it is. Because that was honestly the best option back then, because you had either SoundCloud or someone would go on Vocaroo and like record the crustiest sounding audition and send it in. And I used to say,
still a thing?
It is actually still a thing. I was in a server somewhere, and I can't remember where it was, and someone sent in a Vocaroo line, like saying, here's my example for the voice. And I was like, do yourself a favor and never use Vocaroo again. Audacity is free. It's free. And it's so good.
Insane.
But yeah. I used to, after that, I made like so many Homestuck blogs, and I used to put if you audition with Vocaroo, we won't consider it. But my folly was making so many Homestuck blogs in 1 year and running them all by myself. So,
I guess I'm like really curious, right? Because you said it was 2016, right? Like that's before
2014.
2014. Yeah, that's what I. So you started in 2014, which was 2 years before the ending of the comic.
Yeah.
And I just think it's, like, interesting, right? Because I think, like, the only thing that's kind of similar with the type of, like, VA culture that, like, Homestuck had is maybe Undertale. Because it's, like, because none of these characters have canonical voices, but have very, like, I guess very pronounced personalities. Like, I guess just the collective like fan base just kind of developed voices for the characters when they didn't have them in the first place, and even then people have like different interpretations, and I just think that's super neat.
That's what I like about it. I mean, the one thing Undertale doesn't have that Homestuck does have that I really appreciate is Broadway stuck. I love that shit. But
honestly,
Broadway stuck.
Yeah, explain for these folks.
Okay, for people who don't know what Broadway stuck is, basically, it was a whole movement where people made like parodies of songs to fit characters, or just sang certain songs as characters for the fun of it, because they thought, you know, this song would sound great if this character sang it, and I want to do it. And it was wonderful and brilliant, and I kind of still do that today with Homestuck the musical. Plug, watch it.
And then I know, and like also was it articulately composed, right? Also,
yeah, Anna.
Yeah, Anna. She also does like a similar kind of thing.
Anna ran a Broadway Stuck panel, which I was in last year for a Homestuck online convention, and there may be another one in the works, possibly, for this year.
Yeah. Was CL in that, by the way?
Yes, I think he did. Dave,
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Or
'Cause
Dirk.
'cause
I think it was Dirk.
Oh my god, I remember that that Sakon, or like Sakon these nuts. I remember that Sakon because it's like immediately when we were done, CL was like, I have to dip because I have another panel that I need to be at.
Yeah.
I think he had 3 because it was the Sleepy Souls Acto Mega one, the Broadway Stuck one that you mentioned, and then also there wasn't a Homestuck Abridged one, but they're gonna try to do one this year.
Oh, sweet. Maybe I will be in that one then.
Ooh.
Woo!
Ooh. Yeah, keep an eye out on Homestuck Abridged and Jace Boat. This stuff's happening. It's pretty neat. Go check it out.
Yee howdy.
We're in it.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about like Undertale ones. It was I don't know if this is like, this isn't even like relevant, but I got cast as Muffet in like a big Undertale project, and recently someone came up to me like, oh, you know how Octopimp was like the main like Eridan guy, and like everyone copied his Eridan.
Mm-hmm.
People been copying my fucking Muffet. I'm like, I'm not gonna turn into Octopimp. Nah. No way. Get your own interpretation.
God, that's like I think that's also like another thing that I think is super wild, that like someone got popular because they just did a funny voice that's like, oh, I think it'd be funny if this character like spoke like that, and they just blew up. Like that's how they built up their community. And now fucking Octopimp is like a really popular streamer. He gets like fucking invited to like panels and stuff. Like he was invited to a Yu-Gi-Oh panel, you know, and he's like gotten professional work. And I think
he's
that's,
a professional voice actor, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't have too many credits, but he does like voice and stuff.
But like the
I
guy
think
who
primarily
does
video games.
Deku in the My Hero Academia English dub, like the official one, he's a Homestuck.
Yeah, Justin Briner. He did. So back in the day, he did a Sufferer. The Sufferer's Last Sermon.
Last Sermon, yeah.
He did a Horus dub that you can still find on YouTube, and I think he did a song as Orphan or Dual Scar.
Did he?
And then yes, I think you can still find it.
Oh my god.
And there's a thing where it's like, I don't know if this series was released before he voiced, because Justin Briner has been doing voice acting just in general since I want to say 2011. He's been doing it for a while, but at that point he was still also doing fan stuff, and I believe this was recently talked about on the latest Talkcast Pod show from Team 4-Star. And they talked about how Justin Briner voiced Cloud in their Final Fantasy VII Mission Abridged, and then like soon after, once they were done like editing and like uploading their stuff, he was like, "Hey guys, I guess I voiced the main character of the most popular anime." Ooh. I'm like, holy shit!
My God.
So,
Imagine just one of your voice actors coming up being like, "Hi, guess what voice I landed?" Like.
Also, I guess to like connect it to Danganronpa, Hyoko Sayonji's voice actress Kira Buckland.
Oh yeah, she's a Homestuck, isn't she?
She's a Homestuck. Like even very recently, she put out like a little like, I think it was like a Vriska and Tavros Pestrolog on her Twitter, and it's like, it was literally just like, I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to test out my new professional studio, so I voiced a Homestuck thing, and like you can like look up like on her YouTube channel that's still up to this day, you can just see like all of her like old comic dubs and like Pestrolog dubs and stuff, and I just think that's so crazy.
What an icon.
That's dope.
Yeah. Shout out to Kira Buckland. I want her to be Jolene Cujo in JoJo Part 6, please. That'd be sick.
I know nothing about JoJo except Jolene, so I agree.
Kira Buckland fucking loves Jolene, and she does some really great Jolene cosplay. So I'm like, fuck yeah, she'd be great.
Alright, let's see. What on the list of like podcast topics would you guys want to do?
I forgot what the list was. All I remember is Kokoro.
Sure, I'm down to do Sugoi Quest for Kokoro, because you guys know it and I don't, and I'm interested in, first of all, explaining it to the podcast, and also finding out what this is.
Yeah, Sugoi Quest for Kokoro is a masterpiece. It is a cinematic masterpiece, but I feel like Tex could explain it better.
Hold on.
Because I feel like she knows the lore. She knows the in-depth Sugoi Quest for Kokoro lore.
I've only
God.
recently learned all the lore because, thanks to, I made like 2 fan musicals of it, and thanks to those, I have now come in contact with the original creator of Sugoi Quest for Kokoro. But basically, what it is, do any of you know what Nyan Yako Sugar Girls is?
No.
Please look it up. It's a very iconic YouTube. Is it just one video, or are there multiple?
No,
There's like
I
a
see there's at
series.
least 4. I feel like
Okay.
I've seen memes about this, but
You have, definitely.
Someone made a take it from. No. Oh my god, put this up on the
I
put this up on the
have.
video.
I have
Check out the
watched it.
thing. Someone.
No, Raku-chan!
Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh yeah, okay. I've seen this picture before. Hold on. So I've seen memes about it, but I haven't seen what it actually is.
Okay, well, Nyan Yako Sugar Girls is basically like someone's own anime. Like, they just made an anime with like MS Paint or whatever. And I don't know if it's intentionally bad or if it's just like someone did it when they were really young. But Sugoi Quest for Kokoro takes that and moves it into like a homestuck setting, kind of. And it is intentionally bad. Like, it intentionally uses like really shitty anime tropes and like copyrighted music, a lot of it.
Just for added effect.
Just for like the extra chef's kiss.
I'm pretty sure it is like all drawn in MS Paint, right? Like,
I don't think it is actually. I think a lot of it is drawn in Flash.
oh, you know what? Yeah, no, I think you're right. Actually, like thinking back on it, yeah, I think that is like Adobe Flash. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's about this girl called Sakura Katana-chan, and she. I'm trying to think of how to say this without sounding like a nut job, but she's basically a very powerful and witch princess. I can't say that without going witch. And she has rainbow blood, and she wants to win the heart of her senpai Kakakun.
She has beautiful pink locks, little heart-shaped horns.
Yeah,
She's very kawaii Sugoi.
she is.
What the?
I wish he was my Tomodachi, like legit.
Oh
But
my
her
god.
best Tomodachi is Terezi-chan, who is blind and can't see. And that's
Wait.
her whole
That's a
character.
good character trait. Great.
I like how you just said blind twice.
Yeah, but she literally goes, "I can't see," and that's it.
Oh my god. Also, alright, so while you're saying that, I was like multitasking, listening to you and reading over the Sakura Katana-chan wiki.
Mm.
Oh
And
yeah.
the comments.
One fun fact. Sorry, just to put you there because it is on the wiki. Sakura Katana-chan goes to school-chan every single day, but she is 30 years old. 30 fucking years old.
Yeah, it says said to be in her mid-30s. Some of the comments are insane. I'll read off the 2 that when I was looking through I thought were the magnum opuses. Opie, that's not the.
Oppai.
Whoops.
Bye.
Anyways, I'll just read off my favorite 2.
Oppai-chan.
I want to eat her out and hear her angelic moans, and I would let Sakura-chan serial murder me. To which someone responded, "Me too." Like, it's worse that they're uniting under their horniness.
Just,
Please.
Dr. Chan. Dr. Chan. Oh, I left out Dr. Chan. Dr. Chan is basically a doctor, but he's the best character in the whole series.
He's like a low quality PNG of a doctor, and he's just like every word out of his mouth is just like pure, like just distorted ear rape, and it's just like it's like that, and it's.
I mean,
beautiful.
would you mind if I like killed your ears for a second?
No, I don't need them anyways.
Okay, it's
A
like,
little taste.
Sakura-chan, you are awake.
That wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad.
I've heard so much worse, sadly.
I've got my gain turned down really low. That's probably it.
Yeah. I can boost that in post, don't worry.
Please
It's
do.
horrible for everyone.
Ooh, just like mess with... You know how like in MS Paint, if you like take a photo and then you like make it larger, then you make it small again, and then you make it larger, then you make it small again, it progressively gets worse and worse quality?
Yeah.
It just like do that with the audio, where you just distort it and corrupt the file so much that it just sounds like super bad.
What I do for my musicals is I think there's like an effect on Audacity I put on, but I can't look at it right now because Audacity is running. That's it.
I imagine that if you just like if you bass boost it and then boost the gain up to its maximum, it'll just be like unintelligible.
I think it's either a high pass filter or a low pass filter really like puts the cherry on top.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see that. Yes, for people at home, that makes it sound like a fucking shitty radio.
Yeah, here, just throwing an example right now. Like, yeah.
Hello, it's old-timey times. It's radio days. Woo.
I think one of them makes them sound like you're in another room as well. Like, you know when people do like caramel dancing, but it's in another room?
Yeah, I've seen so many of those. I saw one, but it's like slow dancing in the dark, but you're in the party of a house bathroom, or if you're in the party of a house bathroom, my words got so messed up there. You're in the bathroom of a house party, crying. Yeah. And it's just like, you can hear these like very small muffled sobs, and you just hear slow dancing in the dark by Joji, but it's just playing in what feels like the other room.
My favorite one is probably, it's like, what was it? It was, Mr. Brightside is playing softly while your parents are arguing.
Oh my god!
It was the first one I ever saw, and I was like, fuck.
My friend did one on her channel. You can go see it, Melodiva, another plug. But she did one where she was like, she sang Bitch Lasagna by PewDiePie, but it's like she's recording in another room from you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. God, remember when Bitch Lasagna was a thing?
Bitch Lasagna is always a thing
T-Series
in my
versus
heart.
PewDiePie thing was for the #1 most subscribed channel was a thing?
Yeah, and then PewDiePie ended up losing.
Yeah.
Corporation big.
Yes. Individual will never beat corporation. But also, it's a question of whether or not we would have wanted that.
I think I still would have wanted PewDiePie on top, just because it's like anti-corporation. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
like
me.
Man on the Moon vibes. Like it's a statement. It's a statement to the other countries that we are. It's funny because he's Swedish and not American, but it's a statement.
He's a Swedish who speaks. He's from Sweden. He speaks English and now lives in Japan. Like
he lives in Japan.
He goes between
he lives
Brighton and Japan, I think.
Oh, that might be it then. As I thought he moved recently.
I occasionally watch his videos sometimes, and he's like, oh, I'm recording in my Japan house, and then he goes back and he's like, oh, I'm back in Brighton, whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes between the UK and Japan.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh, United Kingdom, Chan.
Oh, UK-chan.
UK-chan.
All I know about PewDiePie is that his wife, Marcia, is adorable, and props to him, yo.
Marcia is so cute. I love her so
I used to be
much.
subscribed to her channel, then she deleted it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's so
Whatever
sad.
happened? Because wasn't it called Cutie Pie?
Yeah.
Cutie Pie
think-
Marcia,
And then
yeah.
I think she just renamed it to just Marcia later.
Mm-hmm.
Their dogs are adorable as well.
Yeah.
Edgar. I remember Edgar from when I used to watch. I was like a huge PewDiePie fan when I was like 12.
Oh my god, my stomach just rumbled like loudly. I don't know if that picked it up.
It didn't pick it up, but I'm
I
wondering
will add a
whether or
sound
not
effect right now.
just like a stock sound effect.
Yeah, it's just like the shittiest fucking like MP3 just right now.
Just grumble, grumble, grumble.
Oh, but yeah, I used to watch him a lot because like I've always wanted to be some sort of like content creator, which I think is like shouldn't like I stream the games that I play, and I play a shit ton of video games, and then I also do like voice acting, which also kind of fills that area of like content creation, although it's not related to video games. But anyways, I've always had a huge interest in kind of like stuff like that. So then this was around the time that like PewDiePie was playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and I remember he had this gold statue that he named Stefano.
Stefano.
Or no, Stefano. Whoops.
Stefano.
And my name's Stefano, but it's close enough. So I was like, oh my god, I gotta watch all of this now, right? So I just like kept up with him a shit ton, and then I ended up falling off when I like stopped watching as many of those videos. Like I stopped watching like Markiplier and stuff like that. And then like fast forward 2 years later, PewDiePie got in some hot water during the PUBG match.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so he said a gamer word, and that wasn't okay.
Oh my! He said the gamer word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm a similar story. Like I used to watch PewDiePie religiously when I was like 11, I think. I mean, I could have been older. I don't actually know when I used to watch him, but I used to remember I was in like the lower
You watched
years
him yesterday.
the lower years of secondary school, and then I dipped off, and then he said the epic gamer word, and then he kind of had like a reform, and I kind of started watching him again, and now I've dipped off again. It's like a wave. It's like,
Yeah.
like a
Bro, like PewDiePie is kind of like a movement, dude.
You know what? I feel like this is like a tangentially related topic. When people become really popular, I feel like I would never be able to handle that much popularity like PewDiePie has, just because of the amount of like eyes on you at all times. Like I've never done or said anything that stupid, right? Especially while streaming. But like for example, there was one time I want to say like 5 months ago, I accidentally doxed myself on stream.
no.
I forgot that I had monitor capture turned on and not window capture, because window capture wasn't working. And basically, I have a friend, his tag is Bones, right? And for reference, I play a game called Super Smash Bros. Melee competitively. And its online is okay, but it was originally meant for the GameCube, so it's obviously just significantly better to play it offline. And Bones, crazy good, was really close to me. And this was the first time we were going to meet up to play like offline together. And he asked, all right, what are the directions to your address? Well, first of all, what's your address? Second of all, like, what are like some directions, though I know when I'm driving? So I gave my like full-on address, zip code, directions.
No.
And the worst part, it wasn't just a split second, because I didn't realize that
Like it was fully on the stream.
yeah, I didn't realize it was on the stream at all. So I'm sitting there, I'm typing it out, and then I realized I typed it all out. I closed the thing. I went back to playing the game, and then someone said, like, I want to say like 30 seconds later, 7. Do you realize that you just doxed yourself? And my stomach dropped. Like, I was freaking out. I was like hyperventilating. I was like, oh god, oh fuck. And luckily, because there's only like 9 people watching, I'm pretty sure that no one had my address, or has it to this day, because I deleted the VOD. So no longer
Here's
exists.
But here's the thing, Stefano. I was actually in that chat in that moment, and I have your address right here. I am flying to where you live at this moment. I'm putting your address on screen right now as we speak.
123 Gamer Street.
I was gonna actually add the address to Hawaii too.
Oh my god.
It's like the coordinates.
But like, yeah, if I was like, for example, PewDiePie, or I had at least like a fraction of the followers and avid watchers of PewDiePie, and also just haters that would like go out of their way to really mess up someone's life, I would probably have had to move or like get my address changed or something like that. So it's like that whole idea of always being in the public eye and always having so many people watch you is a bit scary to me.
I think it's weird, right? Because I feel like there's a point to where like our brains just stop processing just how many people are actually paying attention to us.
Yeah.
Because I
like
always
you get used to it or something.
Right? Like I guess like here on the channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll get like, we average around like our views in the hundreds, and then when they get really popular, they get into like the double digit thousands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's more people than can fit into like a theater, right? And in YouTube terms, those are very small numbers, right?
Yeah.
Like a theater, like more than a theater's worth of people are having their eyes on me, and I just don't think about that on a regular basis. And I think like it just kind of continuously just stays like that, where it's like, oh, I have all these people watching me, but it's like you don't really think about it because there aren't like faces attached to those numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it gets quite impersonal, and I think that's a problem like a lot of people have with YouTube. It's because like really big people with like really big people, really big channels, they'll like think, oh no, I'm not doing so well. I have like, my content is worthless, blah blah blah. But they've got like millions of people watching them still, and they just kind of don't count it because all they see is a number rather than like the people who are watching it.
Yeah.
I always think about how like either at like conventions or like fan meetups or live shows, like that seems to be always when like the creators are like, it's really interesting just seeing you guys like in person because it changes my perspective on it, and I think that it really does. Like I don't think it's it might be like, oh, I really appreciate you guys, like faking it, but I do think there is genuine like truth to that sentiment.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know whose live show I'd really like to see? Jack's Films.
Yeah.
Like, I saw Markiplier's a few years ago, and that was okay. I just want Jack's Films to come to the UK. That's it.
I think the YouTube live show I'd want to watch is Super Mega Live, because I'd seen like a couple of clips from their live shows, and it's pretty fucking funny. I've been listening to the Funny Men's podcast, Super Mega podcast, recently because I'm like, I have fucking nothing to do, and I have not caught up with that, so I've just been marathoning it in the past couple days.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's insane. I have this superpower where the second I need people to not make noise, they start making noise. It's like insane.
What? I can hear the clanging in the background.
What?
Oh my
Stefano, I can't hear you.
Yeah. It's like I did not know I held this much power. But back to what you were saying, Cyber, it's like parasocial relationships are always kind of weird when it comes to like content creators and their viewers, because there's so many cheesy content creators that are like, and it's weird because I feel like they don't mean it this way, but maybe it's just because I'm nihilistic and stupid, but it always seems so artificial. Like when they say like, I love you guys mean the world to me, and I can't say thank you enough for like, and it's like, you have no clue who I am. You love me for what I do for you, which is watch your videos and give you money, but I could be some crazy murderer, and it's just weird because it's like, and I fall into that same boat. I've been on both sides. I'm a streamer, and I'm also someone who watches content. So I'll say stuff like that, and my audience is relatively small, so I can say that knowing that it's less parasocial than your normal parasocial relationship. But it's like, it's still weird, because it's like, it's always like this false sense of like, oh, I care for you guys, and there's all this other stuff, and it's like, I'm sure that they do, because when people put out content, they're showing stuff that they may be nervous about, or they're really excited for the world to see. But it's like, so much of it is used in the wrong way, or at least presented in the wrong way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what? That kind of reminds me of my worries about like children's channels. When parents just put like their children out there,
that's so
and they get like
messed up.
millions of views, like Ryan's Toys reviews. Like,
I hate that.
That guy's gonna need therapy when he grows up. He's
gonna need therapy and the strongest meds to hit the market.
I was gonna say, right, like, I guess the thing Stefano said, like, I feel like the Discord server has helped kind of alleviate that a little bit, because it's like, oh, even if I'm not like 100% active in there, I'll like check in every day, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, and that's only like a very small fraction. Like our Discord is a small fraction of our viewer base, but those are like the more dedicated people that are like willing to make that extra effort to like stay up to date in there, and like I get to know them more personally and like talk to them on like a one-to-one level, and it's very nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And I think, granted, I'm fairly certain that those bigger channels probably can't do stuff like that. Like,
I've seen some bigger channels do it, like Super Carlin Brothers. They do like a lot of theories and stuff like that, but they have their own Discord server, and like they're quite big.
But that's the thing, right? Like, I remember when Markiplier made a Discord server.
I remember that.
That was the first time that I had ever seen like a Discord call get so big that it made the size of the sidebar like increase. Like, I didn't know that was a thing Discord could do. And it's like,
one of my friends was a mod in there, and apparently it was hell.
I could imagine.
Gosh.
I think though, right, like I think if you are a bigger channel, you probably can have a server, but I doubt that you'd be like active in it.
You
know?
can. There's too many people there to,
They would just kind of like pester you all the time, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it sounds like it'd be kind of a pain. And it's
I mean,
it's a
I
shame.
think maybe there's a point where you get like 100 million followers. Maybe you can't have a Discord server. But reminds me of, you guys know Yandere Simulator, right?
Oh god.
Did you say Yandere Simulator?
Have you seen all the Yandere Simulator?
Okay,
Yeah,
just
have you
wanted to make
seen all
sure
the
you cut off
drama
of it.
with like the speed runs?
Oh,
with
they're so
getting
funny.
banned from his Discord
They're
server?
hilarious. Oh my gosh. Have you seen the "Are you coding, son" meme? Hold on.
Are you cool?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think specifically the part of it that I love is like, put it up on the screen for the viewers to see as well if you're like for the YouTube video. It's so funny. All the Yandere Dev Simulator memes are like hilarious.
God.
Except for woe technology.
I think my favorite one is the cum chalice.
Yeah, consume the
meme.
cum chalice.
Yeah,
that one's good.
that is like top tier
Yeah.
meme right there.
Cum chalice is great.
It's just so
I want to
great.
like.
Wait, hold on. I think let's see if I can find it. There's a video I saw on YouTube, and it was the Consume the Cum Chalice video, but it was Monokuma's like body discovery announcement.
I think I've seen
And-
it.
Yes.
It literally looked like one
Yeah.
to one. I have no idea how they did it. But hold on. Consume the
I kept like breaking out into laughter when I was streaming Danganronpa 2, because whenever I'd have to do the Monokuma voice, like that's all I could visualize in my head was consume the cum chalice because of that video.
No.
Here it is.
A basic
Oh my
Oh my
explanation of the
God.
past trial. Oh god.
It's so first, why is the quality so bad?
That makes it better.
If you pick the wrong person, I'll ban everyone besides the
isn't
troll.
It like from ages ago?
The wrong one.
But Yandere Dev
God.
lore is surely interesting. He puts his fans on a class trial, then murders them if they fail.
I think about there's that one guy who got banned in like 0.3 seconds.
That was so
like
funny.
he didn't do anything. I think it
Yeah.
was just because like his icon was like
No,
Yandere
it was his
Dev.
name. I think his name was Consume the Cum Chalice. So the second he joined, he got like insta banned.
That's incredible. So yeah, I think he's the record holder because the moment he joined, he was just closed it.
He must
so
be.
I think he is the record holder for the speedrun.
There's nothing you can do besides respect that, right? On both sides. First of all, Godspeed to the record holder, because that's like looking at a dude who just climbed Mount Everest and being like, "You are a special breed of man, and I want nothing more in this world than to be as cool as you are." Right? And then you have,
I wish I was banned by Yandere Dev in 0.3 seconds.
because that's insane, right? And then there's Yandere Dev and his mods, and it's like, I mean, props to you for doing more coding for your like Instaban bots than you have done for Yandere Dev in the past like 5 years, right? Because that's hilarious.
Is it even like a bot though, or is it just like
Actually, I have a
people
picture. He has a
constantly on
bot
the
that he
server?
programmed to instaban anyone under a certain set of names. Let me find him. I have a screenshot of it on my phone.
Oh my
That's
god.
amazing.
Where did it go?
He can
I know.
program a bot, but he
It's
can't
like-
program a game.
It's insane because there's a lot of things that he's done, like programming wise, for the bot. Just finish the fucking game, dude. It's not that. I mean, obviously it's hard, but it's like it's been so. Oh, here it is.
It's been 6 years.
I thought it was five.
There we
Maybe
go.
more.
Look at this.
Are you coded, son?
Are you coded, son?
Are you coded, son? Oh god.
Chalice.
Rewind. Let's talk about animes we've watched or have yet to watch by going by the SS podcast topics.
The what podcast?
Okay, well, at the moment, I'm watching Inuyasha. I've never seen it before, and I know it's like a classic anime, but I'm struck by the fact that Inuyasha is basically just Bakugo but a furry.
Is he just like constantly shouting? Like what's the deal?
You know how
Yeah.
Bakugo is, like, he always wants to be number one, and he's always
Anger
like
issues?
shouting at people, and
I mean,
Grr.
kind of.
I mean
but
number
not
one is literally
really.
in his name, you know.
Yeah. I mean, so basically, that is what Inuyasha is like. He's like a half demon who wants to become a full demon, and he needs to like have this special jewel or something, but he gets tied to the girl who has the special jewel, and he literally just, the way he talks, like he calls people old hag and stuff like that, it's wild. I'm only on like episode 5.
Cool.
Subbed. I don't know. I can't stand English dubs at the best of times, and I know the really old ones are specifically like really bad
from
voice
that
acting.
era.
Cowboy Bebop has such a great dub.
I've heard that Cowboy Bebop does have a good dub, but I watched it in sub, and then someone made fun of me for watching it in sub, so I refuse to watch the dub. It's just a point of like spite
is
now.
My father, and I love him so much. No, sorry, I interrupted you.
I think
What were you
it's
gonna
voice
say?
acting classes you can take. Steve Blum. I was gonna say the anime that I've watched recently. And when I say recently, I mean several months ago, because I haven't been doing anything as of late. I started watching Yu Yu Hakusho from what's his fucking name? Togashi, the creator of Hunter x Hunter, and it's fucking sick. I guess like the early portions I didn't really love that much. I'm like, this is cool, but it has potential, right? Like I see something here that could be really good, but I'm not loving this so much.
Mm-hmm.
And the early portions are like, so the main character Yusuke Urameshi, he's what's the word? Bancho kind of style, or like Bancho or Yankee style, like delinquent. So he has like the pompadour. He has like a miscolored uniform, you know, just like stick it to the man because he's a piece of shit. And he's like such an asshole. He always skips class. He's always smoking at school. And then one day there's like a kid who's like playing with a ball, and he's about to get hit by a car. So then he like pushes him out of the way to save his life, and then he dies. And that's all in the first episode. So basically the first kind of arc of the story is him being like, him learning, you know, how to like appreciate the people he has around him, and that like, you know, life is short, and then he's able to be resurrected. And then now, because he's resurrected after dying, he can like see spirits and like ghosts and stuff, right? And he teams up with his like childhood rival Kuwabara. He kind of looks like Mondo Iwata. He has like the same hair as him. And he talks all like this.
I hate that hairstyle so much.
And basically, he actually just has like kind of like psychic awareness.
Yeah.
And the two of them end up becoming like ghost detectives.
Oh my god.
And they team up with some of the like one-off villains from like earlier parts in the series. Hiei, who's like, he's like a fire demon. He has like a third eye, and he's really short and angry. He's like, meh. He has a big sword.
Sounds like
and then there's Kurama.
Wait, what about me?
Nothing.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
You want me to explain it, or do you want to just...
Tiny angry.
Yeah, he said small and angry, and I just said it was you as a joke.
There's Kurama, who is like he's like the pretty boy of the group. He's really like soft and delicate. I don't know what Stefano's up to. He muted himself.
Hold on, just give me like, can you guys hear the music in the back?
No.
Thank the Lord, my dad's working out. Yeah. So
Get
keep
him
in
to
mind,
come on the podcast.
quick debrief. My whole setup is in my basement, right? Like my computer, my booth, and
I know I can kind of hear it.
God damn it. I'll keep my speaking to an absolute minimum because I'm pretty sure you can only hear it, like...
Do a push to talk, maybe.
Yeah, here, I'll do push to talk. Beautiful. This is the... I told you, I have this power.
You're like a magnet. You just like attract sound to you.
A sound magnet.
Or you just have bad luck in general.
The ultimate unlucky student.
I just realized that the push to talk will only work on Discord and not on everything else.
You don't need to have push to talk on. It only I can only hear it when you're speaking, so it's whatever. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. I hate saying thank you. I mean, I love saying thank you.
But Baka.
That was tsundere? I didn't know that.
Give me like 5 seconds. I have an idea.
Jesus Christ.
Are you watching anything at all?
The most recent anime I've watched is no anime because I'm not a fucking weeb.
Oh no, roasted.
No, I'm just kidding. I just recently watched Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and it's so cute.
It is
I
very
love
I've been meaning to watch that for like years.
I watched like the
Super
first 4 episodes.
Can you give us a basic rundown of what it is and what do you like about it?
Titty.
Okay, so yeah, that's like half of it. This freaking dragon. There's like these big titty dragons who like want to live in the human world, and the main dragon named Toru, she falls in love with this normal flat-chested girl, Kobayashi.
I like how flat-chested is like a describer in this scenario.
Well, because I described someone with big tits, why can't I describe someone with a flat chest? Hey.
No, you can. Don't worry. I mean, I am not complaining.
Okay. So basically, she becomes her maid and whatever, and they go into like cute little shenanigans while they learn about the world and learn what not to do. So it's kind of like autism if you think about it. So, but not really. I think that is an unintentional thing. But anyways, I just really like it. It's really cute. It's really gay. Every character is fucking gay. I love it.
Wonderful.
Her tits are bigger in the manga. That's all I'll say.
It's for the
They're
lesbians.
ginormous! It's insane!
Yeah, it's like the size of that kid's face.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it literally is!
Look at those honkers.
And that's the official art. This is, hold on. The character on the, like, the art on the left side there is her official art.
Yeah.
That would be such a, like,
I'm
I'm a man.
so sorry for her. Like,
I don't got
I'm
titties.
so
Yeah.
back
sorry.
pain.
Yeah.
See, as a person who
Yeah.
does have titties, I am so sorry, Lukua. How you pronounce it. I'm
I
so
believe
sorry
it's-
people gave you that big titties.
Because I know she's supposed to be the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl, the big feathery dragon, right?
Big titty dragon.
Big titty feathery dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's up with like the trend of like, here's this thing you know, but also it's a hot girl. Like, what when did that become a thing?
That's always been a thing, hasn't it?
Hey. Hey, you would want to date your favorite object, right?
There's an anime, and it's about boats, but the boats are anime girls.
There are 2 different anime boat girls. Like, you need to be more specific because there's fucking 2 of them. Like, why do people want to fuck boats so badly?
Okay, I would like to specify, I've never watched the anime. I play a lot of Osu, and I was playing the anime opening for that anime on Osu, and I didn't know that was the whole concept until I'm like seeing the video, and I'm like, wait, and ships, girls, what? And then my friend explained it to me, who's a weeb, and I was like, huh.
Like, I guess it's just like a humanity thing, right? Like, you know, like back in the day, we're like, I don't know what the fuck a water is. So then it's like, oh, it's like a person, but they're water, right? And, like, that's how, like,
Agua.
yeah, and that's like how like mythology forms. Like, oh, we don't know what this is. Let's make it a person, or like this is an aspect of our lives.
God
Let's make
of
it a
blank,
person.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like, people have been making, like, nymphs and stuff like that, and fairies. So, I think humanity has just wanted human-like objects for quite a long time now.
It's just weird because we've gotten to the point where it's like circled back, and it's like here's this thing that is a man-made object, but it's also now a like hot girl. Like, it's like a big titty anime girl.
Does anyone
And it's
remember
like-
Tide Pod Chan?
I do remember Tide Pod. Remember Earth Chan? And it's like, I'm not flat, Baka.
Yeah, I remember the Earth Chan
What
meme
the
and all.
fuck did you just send?
When you started talking about anime girlifying a whole bunch of like inanimate objects, the first thing I thought of was the Clippy pregnant meme.
Clippy pregnant.
The one I always think of, there's this dude on Twitter, I think he's called like Merryweather or something, and he makes like little like cute little comics of like, here's Google Chrome and like Internet Explorer or whatever.
Oh
And I think
yeah.
they recently made like an animation, and it's like Nintendo
yeah.
Switch and Google Stadia.
You haven't been on
Yeah,
the
I
internet until you've
remember
seen
that.
Internet Explorer as a anime girl.
Well, does any of you remember when like people on Tumblr used to make like humanizations of all the websites?
Ugh. Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you seen that meme where it's like, Gen Z isn't like any other generation. Facebook taught me blank. Google taught me blank.
No.
Twitter taught me blank. Hold on.
I think it's one of
Oh,
those
there,
kind of
I
being
found it.
popular in like 2009 as well.
Yeah, here it is.
Twitter made me listen. I remember that's the one that sticks out to me. It's like, Twitter made me a better listener. It's always like,
Oh my gosh!
yeah, taught me to listen.
I didn't realize the bottom one when I pasted this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
4chan taught me.
Alright, so
I'm
bye
cutting that out.
Spotify, yeah.
It's a fucking ban off of Spotify.
Just put a nice long bleep on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just edit out and then leave our reactions in.
Exactly. And then bleep out all of us saying it in response.
Well, I
Face-
didn't
face-
say it in response. I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
And bleep out this part telling you what to do.
yeah, just edit this whole part out besides
Yeah.
all of this past Scarlett saying the thing, and then just get rid of the...
Haha, I said funny thing.
You said epic gamer moment.
Yeah, you said a gamer word. We can't put that on Spotify. Wait,
Spotify doesn't
calling
like
it that makes it
gamers.
word. Yeah, they don't like game. Okay, listen. All right, I have hard, fast proof that gamer tax is real. Okay, think about it this way. Okay, all right. Normal chair, $10. How much is a gamer chair? Upwards of $100. Okay. This is definitive proof that gamer tax is real. Gamers are
I
oppressed.
thought you
What
said
about-
gamer Tex, and I was like, me? A gamer? Are you sure?
You're a gamer in my heart. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Are you telling me that a
Oh god.
I can't fucking say this. You telling me a neurotypical normie, all right, would go out of their way to get a winter wedding bikini? Is that what you're telling me, Texas? I think it's something only a gamer
My
would do.
start you stream.
Okay, so now I'm intrigued. Winter weather bikini?
Winter wedding bikini. Yeah.
Wedding. That makes it worse or better.
So basically, I stream Stardew like weekly with my friends, just as like a progression thing. Come chill, come meme,
Yeah,
all
Vibe
that.
with it.
And I was determined to marry Shane in the game, and Shane's just like this alcoholic, depressed chicken farmer.
Damn.
Chicken farmer.
Chicken
That's the
farmer.
goal, honestly.
You a depressed alcoholic chicken farmer?
Yeah, I mean he's the whole package, and when I wanted to marry him, I wanted to have the perfect outfit. And Pom, bringing Pom back up, Pom streams with me. Pom taught me how to make a bikini top, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any more objects I can create to make a
Oh,
whole
no.
outfit. So I went on the wiki and I made my winter wedding bikini, but I had to collect a load of items for it. So there was a few episodes where I was on a quest to make, the perfect winter wedding
weather,
bikini.
or wedding. Oh my! Why do the second I say winter and I hear wet, my mind autofills weather, and it's supposed to be wedding, which in my also autofill mind makes absolutely no fucking sense. But that just makes it better.
I mean, it didn't even end up being in the winter. It ended up being in the spring because
But was it for a wedding?
It was winter in my heart, god damn it.
spring is still cold. It counts. But now I kind of want to divorce Shane on the game because
Oof.
when you marry someone, it like adds an extra bit onto your house. And Shane's extra bit is so fucking disgusting, right? I want him gone. I want him gone. But he does have a really cute picture of a chicken up, so I suppose he can stay for a little bit.
Okay. that makes up for it.
Yeah, and if you want blue chickens in the game, you have to like get to a certain amount of hearts with Shane anyway. So we got a blue chicken and we named her Terezi-chan.
Imagine if like divorces in the real world were that like stupid. Like, I don't know, you're talking with a friend, right? You're both like young adults, and you're like, "How's Maria doing?" And you're like catching up, and he's like, "Me and Maria aren't together, dude. Not anymore. It's been like 4 months." And you're like, "Holy shit! Why? What happened?" And he's like, "After we got married, I like put this like extension on the house, and I thought it looked sick as fuck, and she thought it looked lame as fuck. So we're not together anymore." Like,
yeah. Ever since he got married, she stopped dropping rat pellets. I was just really confused. You know, it just wasn't what I was looking for in a long-term relationship.
ever since we got married, she stopped giving me the carrots and the wheat that she would drop off in my house.
All of her craftable items, she just stopped giving them to me. I just don't know why. I thought we had
one
something.
Time, in the game, sometimes they give you like presents when you marry them. And Shane gave me like one of his favorite items, so I took it, and then I instantly gave it back to him.
What was the dialogue that popped up? Was it just like, "Oh, thank you, I love this"?
Yeah, it was like, "Oh my god, this is my favorite gift, thank you."
Okay, Megamind.
Oh, it's so good.
Big brain time.
When I said Megamind, my mind automatically like went to like, you know, Megamind, like the blue.
Obviously,
dude.
Megamind, the
Blue
best
Man?
superhero film.
So I don't know what Tex looks like. All I see is the Mew profile picture. So my mind made this amalgamation of Mew's face on Megamind. And I wish I could.
Mew mind.
Oh my Mew mind! No.
He does have a big brain, so it fits.
Wait, so Mew is Megamind, Kibo is Minyu.
The little fish guy?
The hot reporter girl.
The hot reporter girl is Kaede.
Oh god, I thought of something so much worse. Why did my brain do this?
What did you do?
So you know how like Megamind's head is like a little teardrop shape?
Yeah.
Oh no, I think I know where this is going.
I imagined Miyu. She like rips off her shirt and she has like little upside down Megamind heads, like where her tits should be, and just jiggling around. I was like, oh.
Oh no.
What the fuck is your problem, Simon? That is disgusting. I am appalled. I feel like just throwing up right now. I just fucking ate. Why would you put that nasty ass image in my head?
Miyu Haruma has canonically tattooed Megamind onto her boobs.
No, she hasn't tattooed. They are. Her boobs are just upside down Megamind.
Wait. That reminds me of that episode in South Park, like one of the earlier seasons, where they're in like this skiing place, and like it was like this typical cliche like hot girl, and like they were in a race, and she opened her like tits or whatever, and it was just like this nasty ass monster. Let me see if I can find it.
She like opened,
That makes it sound like it's
like
a
her
key that
boob.
Open her shirt.
opened her boobs. I'm just imagining like it's the key to Kingdom Hearts, and it's just to open up the titties.
Unzips penis.
You are forcibly banned from Spotify.
No.
Aspen, that's the name of the episode.
Listen, if Tenacious D can be on Spotify, then so can I.
I mean,
All
to be
right,
fair, I'm sure
wait.
the McElroy brothers have worse on their podcasts.
Actually, Tex, since you voice Miyu for, was it Voicing Harmony, right?
Yeah, voicing harmony.
Can you give us a little taste of your Miyu?
What do you want me to say?
These two probably have better suggestions.
Something involving Megamind after that discussion.
Okay. Let me look up a Megamind quote.
I'm trying to think.
I could link you that cropped Curse Rule 34 image that I think I put
No.
in.
What?
No,
Why?
there's nothing there. There's nothing there. It's just the dialogue's really funny.
Okay.
The word bubbles are funny.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was something like, "Wanna know what's even bigger than my mind?" ? Hold
Okay.
on.
You want me
It
to
is
read
something
that?
you'd say.
Let's see, do I even have it? Yep, there it is. There it is. Oh, wow, it's so huge. Your head. I know, dear. I know everything's proportional.
No.
It's so bad.
I've seen this before.
Yeah, because I sent it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I know, dear, I know everything is proportional.
Wow, it's so huge. Your head.
Ha! I know, dear. I know. Everything is proportional.
God.
The gorgeous girl genius, Mia Iruma. There you go.
God.
I just, like, you know how, like, in the Bible, they have those, like, scriptures about Jesus testing people's faith, or God testing individuals' faith to them.
Yes.
This is my test,
The test of faith in humanity.
and I'm failing. Oh my god. I'm just gonna steer us away from this progression because I feel like it isn't good, and there's gonna be a lot of cut footage.
Yeah, it could lead down a dangerous track.
What are
And,
some...
I'm not gonna put this on the screen, but we can say it, I guess. God.
Wait, are you talking about the thing that I posted, or are you gonna post something even worse?
No, but you posted
Okay,
it. It's
thank
like, I'm
you.
not gonna show that on screen, but
Yeah.
I do want to have the thing Tex said, because it was lovely.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
If you had the ability to voice a character that already exists in like a fan dub or comic dub or like something involving that, or even if you want to like be really ambitious and like whatever in this hypothetical, like voice the character in like a sequel or something like that, who would you want to do and why?
Okay, wait. I have a question, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So is this just like we voice that character, or do we have the voice of the original actor?
I think it's you voice that character.
You voice that character, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Who would I voice?
Because I feel like everyone has a character where they're like, I feel like I'm just really confident with this voice, but because like, I don't know, for me, there's like characters that because I do like some voice acting stuff in my free time, just like doing voice lines even if I'm not like recording them, just as like practice. And like, there's like a character that I voice and I'm like, man, I would love to voice them in like a fan dub or a comic dub or things like that, just because like I love the character and I love voicing them and stuff like that.
You know who I would want to voice?
Who?
I'd want to voice Donald Duck, so I could just like the whole like movie. It's like beautifully animated, and all you hear is.
Oh my god.
I can honestly relate to Donald Duck on a personal level. I have horrible luck, and I have a bad temper, so yeah.
Donald Duck is pretty cool.
I think he's my favorite Disney character.
I feel like over the years, though, I've kind of gotten a bigger lenience towards Goofy, just because I think his voice is so fucking funny. I'm sorry, but can we title this episode Mio Aruma's Mega Mind?
Mia Iruma's Mega Mind.
Sure. I think that...
What a solid first episode.
Yeah.
Megamind.
Me
Also-
mind.
To start off, the character for me, is anyone here affiliated with Persona 5 at all?
I'm not affiliated with it, but I am potentially in a project with it.
Woo! Wait, hold on. What's going on? Hamadippa? What project?
Well, it's not a project. It's just for a channel I like do work for, Man on the Internet. There may or may not be a future Persona 5 song cover coming up. Potentially.
Was Man on the Internet? Was they the ones who did the Chrono Trigger musical thing?
Yeah. Did Undertale the musical and Chrono Trigger the musical,
Yeah.
and like various different musical bite packages.
I have no clue who you voice. At first I was gonna say Haru because of your accent, but then I realized that you have a really good American accent. So,
Well, technically, I'm not voicing anyone in particular, but I may or may not be in the part of quote unquote someone.
That was so vague.
Yeah, I'm keeping it vague.
Yeah. I
don't
know.
want to be,
I'm saying
pulled off
that was
letting things
masterfully vague. Yeah. Like,
Oh my god, wait, are you telling me that you are Joker persona in real life? Is
Oh
that
my
what you're telling me,
god,
Tex?
I
just got the inside scoop.
Why did you just out her like that? Holy shit, Cyber.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get like fucking sued for admitting that you are Joker persona. Like,
I am the persona. The one.
You're the fifth
the
one?
persona.
the
oh my
singular persona. For me, I don't know if any of you guys know him, but there's this character named Goro Akechi. And he's like, first of all, his voice actor is Robbie Daymond, who is like one of my favorite men to ever exist on this planet Earth. Robbie Daymond is like a huge idol of mine. He's like bubbly and eccentric and funny, and he voices all of these really dope characters. And like, he runs a channel called what is it called? Lava, lazy annoying voice actors. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I could have anyone's voice, I wish I sounded like... Fuck, oh my god, why don't I remember her name? She's like my favorite person.
In the meantime, while you're thinking of that answer, I would love to have Steve Blum's voice. He's the one who voices Spike in the Cowboy Bebop dub, and his voice sounds like if you took the finest jewels in all of the lands and you put them in a blender and you made this jewel juice.
Jewel juice.
Give us your best Steve Blum impression. Be like, I'm Stefano, welcome to Toonami. Say something like that. I just want it.
I can't voice him, dude. The way that Spike speaks is like, I mean, he has this like a bit of a rasp to him, and it's pretty low.
I will say though, worst thing about Steve Blum, it's not his own fault. It's that fucking directors constantly typecast him when he actually has a lot of range that just goes completely underutilized.
Yeah.
I really wish that Steve Blum got like so much more like different work because he really deserves it.
Yeah.
The example I always hop to is Gilumon from Digimon, because his voice in that, like, if
unrecognizable.
He does not sound like Steve Blum. He just sounds like a weird like Stitch alien thing.
Yeah.
And it's insane. It does not sound like Steve Blum, this guy with this super iconic voice. And I think he's a fantastic VA. I just wish he got to do more stuff like that because talented dude.
Did you figure out the name of that person?
Sarah Ann Williams. You guys might know her from the game Skullgirls as Peacock.
Oh yeah.
Or Sayaka Miki from Madoka Magica, or Neferpito from Hunter x Hunter. Her voice is fucking awesome. Love it. It just sounds so cool, and I wish I had it.
She voices Jinx.
Rad.
Jinx from League of Legends.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking League of Legends. I think the one thing, going back to if I could voice anyone, the one thing about doing voice acting for so long, I've kind of voiced every single character that I want to. Because the problem is that if I see a voice or a character that I want to do, I will just make content for it. Because I have that ability. But if I had to choose something, if Homestuck ever got like a proper voice acted thing, you bet I'm on my ass there auditioning for Terezi. Like, if I could do anything, I would voice Terezi for like a official Homestuck thing.
God, that's the thing though. I've never actually because I always worked with other people who like voiced Homestuck stuff. I never actually got the chance to try voicing different Homestuck characters. I don't know.
Just do it. Do what I did when I was 15 and go on a Skype call and just go through every single Homestuck character and just
genuinely I am confident in some of my voices, but I've just never done them in any online capacity, I guess.
Make content yourself for yourself. That's what I do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's valid.
Basically, so Akechi is this really calm person, right? And I don't want to spoil Persona at all for both you guys and the potential viewers who haven't played it.
I haven't played it either, so.
Yeah. But when he gets mad, and like stuff like that, it's insane. And I love doing those voices.
I guess can I just explain a little bit?
Sure, yeah.
I guess for those who are listening at home, to put it very briefly, Goro is a character who gets introduced later, and he joins your team, and he has a really strong sense of justice. Like, he wants to do what's right, and he also has kind of like a very intense emotions because of it. And there's some cool stuff that happens, like really cool scenes because of that.
Yeah.
I think like emotional characters are always really fun to voice. That's just my take on it.
When there's like certain lines where like the delivery starts out in a certain way and then it crescendos into this like super, you know, dramatic emotion, whether it be like screaming rage or, you know, just like on the complete other end of it, just like a sob, right? It's like that type of stuff specifically is like so fun to voice for me specifically.
I honestly wish I got to, like, I guess I more regularly voiced more emotive characters, and I guess I will with the Danganronpa 2 dub.
Yeah,
Because,
Nagito.
Oh
Nagito
yeah,
does some crazy shit, but I guess
Kameda.
for the most part, for the most part, I tend to voice like very like mellow, quiet, shy characters. Like, it's like, oh, I like talk like this, like that type of stuff. Like, is it like, I don't know, fucking Makoto, he's like, no, that's wrong, like, he talks up here. And then fucking Zephyros is just like my voice, but like a little bit of rasp and a little bit mumbly. And then fucking, what was it, like, Levian, it's just like my voice, but like ASMR, and I kind of talk down. And like, that's it. Like, I don't get to do stuff that's super different that often.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I typecast myself.
Yeah.
And then,
Mood.
and yeah, I just like, I don't know. I guess Nagito's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
but I need
Nagito's literally filling that void because he has a whole bunch of scenes where he just freaks it.
He's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Oh
No
yeah,
It's a
spoilers.
similar problem for me. Like, my voice doesn't have much range at all.
I mean, you only just started. When I started, I could do 2 voices very well, and that was it. And now I have a very large range, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a thing that will come with practice.
Yeah.
Range is something that you can improve with time and practice. Like,
Alright.
I think what matters more is like the types of characters that you play, because like with one specific type of voice, you can apply that to so many different types of personalities, right?
Oh, yes.
And
of
that
course.
alone will change how it sounds.
Exactly.
You know?
You can speak in the same voice, but if you are able to like put yourselves in that character's shoes and talk like how they would, and like react how they would react and talk how they would talk, it can sound completely different.
It's basically if you can act. You
Yeah.
can do it.
It's
yeah.
voice acting. Not making voices, it's voice acting.
I think though, like, I think a great example is you, actually, because like when we record for Hiyoko, like your voice like gets like higher but also kind of raspier, and you kind of like have a certain way that like you like enunciate your words that's like different from how you normally speak, even though, you know, you'd think just, oh yeah, you know, it's high pitched, you know, that's all you need to do, but it's like, no, I can tell that you clearly put more thought into it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Problem.
I really appreciate it.
Huh.
As a speaking of Kameda, I met Bryce Papenbrook once at
Ooh.
Birmingham Comic Con, and that was wild.
Oh my, how did that go?
Well, I was cosplaying Sonya at the time, actually.
Aww,
cute.
And my friend was Monokuma. And we just, it was kind of like towards the end of the con. And we went in to see if we could catch the cosplay masquerade, which is like a cosplay competition where people like go on stage and do stuff. He was just kind of there because he was there with the voice actress who does Mikasa in the
Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan dub, yeah. So they were there for the Attack on Titan stuff. But it was like, I just paid about £3, and both me and my friend went in and spoke to both of them, and I got like a Attack on Titan like poster that we both signed. And I kind of asked, we weren't supposed to like film them or like take selfies or something because we only paid £3. But I was like, Hey, I know it's not allowed technically, but can you do like your Kameda laugh on video for me? So I just like videoed him doing his Kameda laugh.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he complimented our
God.
cosplays as well.
Aw.
I will say though, like, I think that's the thing that like makes me most nervous about this project is like having to voice him, because it's like I have to compete with two different like solid portrayals of this character, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, how do I like do like stand up to that, you know?
Well, the thing is,
That's exactly.
Fucking practice.
That's how I
yeah,
feel like.
practice is one thing, but the other thing is like, you know how a lot of people when they do danganronpa voice acting, they just go straight for like an impression
Yeah.
of the original voice actors, and I think I was listening to some of the other Sonya auditions when I was on our casting call, and I was like, I think mine was the only one who didn't directly try to impersonate the original voice actor. So I think as long as you make it your own,
Exactly.
and as long as you like, you know, do your best with it, I think it will probably turn out really cool.
Like, I guess when it came to selecting VAs, I guess for me personally, I was comparing both the English and Japanese voices. And I guess like a big part of it was seeing if the people could like capture the spirit of the character. Like, I know that sounds weird.
No, that's
vague.
exactly what that.
Yeah. Like, you can do impressions all day, but if you don't get what the character is about, then you can't voice act as the character.
Yeah,
you know?
it's not, that delivery isn't going to be nearly as impactful. Specifically because, like, you can, like Tex said, you can impersonate 24/7 all day. You can listen to someone say something and then say it in the similar, you know, same delivery, same, you know, range, etc. But that doesn't change situations where, like, I could impersonate Hajime, but 99% of my lines aren't voiced by Hajime. Or by Hajime's voice actor. They're just written there. So it's like, a lot of that is like, you need to be able to take the character and make them your own. And like, that can be in a way of, you know, you can like alter the voice if you want, or, you know, you can try to strive for the same thing, but you got to be able to do it in a way that when the time comes that, you know, you need to portray X emotion, you can do it convincingly.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is being able to put yourself in that mindset. I don't, maybe this is just a bunch of like crazy coincidences, but like, I feel like talking to a lot of you guys that have been casted, I've noticed like a lot of like similarities between like, I guess, mentalities of you and the characters you portray. And I guess maybe like that's a part of like what helps you helps you get into that mindset a lot easier than I think a lot of the other people did.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of Sonya in me, just a little bit. I was staying on the same topic. I was in the Now Voice This competition that was on a couple of weeks ago, and I made it into the semi-finals. But the guy who runs it, I've forgotten his name. He's like a professional voice actor, Chuck Huber, and he gives like he has a Patreon for the competition, and he gives like feedback on people's submissions for each round. And I only joined after I got into the semi-finals because I was like, oh, I probably should get some feedback on my my stuff, make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Wait, I just want to double check something.
I'm getting to a point, I promise, but go ahead.
Yeah, fucking Chuck Huber, did he voice? I think he voiced Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, right?
Possibly.
Well, let me look this up real quick.
Well, while you're looking it up, I will continue.
Yes, it was Chuck Huber. Okay, continue.
Oh my god, Cyber, stop interrupting her!
I'm just trying to talk, I swear.
Continue.
Basically, what my whole thing was going was he was giving feedback. I'm not actually that bothered by interrupting a lot, by the way. And what he'd give, like, people would send in their submissions and they'd just do, like, JoJo impressions. And their whole thing would just be, like, they did a JoJo impression for the whole, like, submission, and they do, like, different... This is just an example I'm picking up, but he would say after that, like, it's fine to do these impressions and they sound like maybe like the English voice actors do, but you're hiding behind a mask. And what you need to do is get the mask of the character and, like, make it your own.
And make it fit your face.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to, like... Because obviously, you know, when you get, like, pre-made masks and they're, like, plastic and they're really uncomfortable and, like, they fog up when you breathe and it's all around unpleasant. It's like that when you do an impression and you don't actually do any voice work behind it. So what he suggested was if you just use your regular voice and start working out from that, like think of a character and think of their motivations and all of that, and then start putting that into your voice. So basically that.
Definitely. I mean, like, I think Chuck Hubert, right? Like, I think he's another example of an actor who, like, a lot of the characters that he does play are, like, in his, like, general range, give or take. But, like, by giving the characters, like, different emphases and, like, you know, obviously having a different type of mentality, right? Like, they sound like a different entity from himself, right? There's, like, a level of separation there. And I think, like, he's a good example of, like, how acting is just such an important core part of voice acting. You know, like, it seems obvious, but, like, most people... I know it seems obvious, but most people just kind of jump to, like, oh, I'm going to do funny voices, you know? And it's like, yeah, having, like, range and versatility is very important, but it's not going to help you go anywhere if you can't act.
Well, apparently, one of his voices, he was saying this during the whole mask thing, that one of his voices is a bad impression of, like, another character that he kind of, like, picked up. They were like playing a game or something where they had to do bad impressions of different people's characters, and he did bad impression of that, and then the impression turned into another character's voice that he just made, like, completely his own. So
that's really cool, actually.
That's just a fun fact about Chuck Huber that I managed to know.
That's really neat, actually. Because I was like, fuck, like, Chuck Huber, he was like in something. And then I send the picture and like, oh, he's in like everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was like, oh, he was in Yu Yu Hakusho. He was Hiei. Hiei's fucking awesome.
About the whole, like, voice acting thing. Oh, shoot, he played oh, God, no, he played...
What's his fucking name?
He played the dude...
Shao Tucker. Yeah, Shao Tucker from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, wow, that's a meme and a half. That's actually, like...
I've still never seen Full Metal Alchemist. I kept meaning to watch it, and then I know, like, a load of things have been spoiled for me already because of, like, meme culture.
The dog thing is, like, really early on.
And it's also the most overused joke in the history of anime jokes. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, like, community or whatever it's called has one joke. One joke.
All right, I guess a tip for not only you, Tex, but for fucking anyone who's listening who wants to get into Fullmetal Alchemist, because it's phenomenal, right? Okay, skip, like, the first season of Brotherhood, okay? Now, here's this is gonna sound fucking stupid. Watch the non-filler content from the 2003 anime, okay?
The one that was, like, bad, apparently.
It's not bad. People over-exaggerate. It's that it has filler shit. But I actually sat down and watched it. I'd argue in a lot of portions, I do think it's actually better than Brotherhood. Like, visually, I think the soundtrack's better. That's besides the point. Anyways, Brotherhood is constructed in a way to where it assumes you've watched the original. So the first arc of the manga is basically skipped over. And, like, important character introduction stuff is just glossed over. Like, it doesn't happen in Brotherhood.
Wait, really?
Right? Yes. It's, like, straight up. Like, Roy Mustang, who is, like, one of the main characters, his introduction episode, it is not, like, a thing in Brotherhood. Like, he's there, but his episode, which is the train burglary, is not in Brotherhood. So, I recommend everyone, they watch the non-filler stuff from 03, and then, once they get to a certain character death, you'll know it when you see it. Then hop over to the second season of Brotherhood onward.
How do you know what's not the filler stuff?
You can check online.
Oh, okay.
Like, like there's like websites where it'll be like this episode's filler, this episode's non-filler, this is mixed, stuff like that. That's the best way that I would recommend checking. I would honestly love to sit down and just like categorize which episodes are from the manga, but yeah, continue. I'm sorry.
So the only thing I also know about not Brotherhood, but Fullmetal Alchemist is that Markiplier is apparently in it, but not actually Markiplier. It's just someone that looks like Markiplier.
I love Mace Hughes. He's awesome. Yeah, he's great. He's one of the military guys who like he's just like a super sweet dad, and like he takes care of the Elric brothers. He's great.
Also, quick note, I will have to go soon because it is currently 12:20 in the morning for me.
Yeah. I was about to say, we're getting close to reach it. I'm pretty sure, we've already hit an hour 30. So, I mean, I'm also going to head out soon. I just wanted to add in one thing about specifically Cyber, when you were talking about your character and like playing Nagito in the fan dub. I've talked about it with you before, Cyber, but it's also just like having such a... God, that sounds... When I say this, it's going to sound like I'm humble bragging or whatever, but I want... Just believe that I mean this in the best intentioned way possible, right? Having such a big role for the project as my first role ever is, like, scary in the sense of I'm scared I'm not going to, like, be... First of all, what, like, the audience wants, and second of all, like, what the cast... Like, what the other cast wants, And it's, like... It's difficult especially because I have so many lines. It's like there's so many chances for me to like goof. I mean, I don't know. I guess the best way to put it is like it's kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know if you guys have any tips on how to like not freak out.
I guess the only thing I can say is what I said to Cyber was like just make it your own, do your best, and I mean you got cast for a reason. And I think I heard your audition. I don't know if it was through Casting Call, but I listened to everyone's, like, final auditions that got cast. And I didn't have a problem with any of them. So that's just me as someone who's, been voice acting as a hobby for quite a long time and also, cast a lot of people in my own projects. Like, I would have cast every single one of you as well. So I guess it's more of like a confidence thing.
Yeah.
But the more you do it, the more you will get used to doing it. If that makes sense? Yeah. Like you'll just be like, oh, here we go. Here's another hour-long recording session with Cyber.
Let's
Yeehaw!
Actually,
yeah, honestly, because we both have a lot of dialogue. Like me and Stefano have decided, like, fuck it, let's just record together. Like we just do our lines, like as a duo.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna have to sit down with you anyways. I'm gonna have to record my stuff anyway, so might as well do both.
This is kind of like a question for the road, but also something that like I need advice in. How do you guys practice specifically? Because for me, I practice by doing just like first of all, for the longest time, it was doing the auditions. Right, that was my practice, was just throwing auditions out like no tomorrow on castingcall.club, and also just voicing characters like that I just like find, or like characters that I know and appreciate beforehand. For like, I don't know, Akechi from Persona 5.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Tex, I think you can probably like relate to this, but like honestly, reading through Homestuck is like a big form of practice for me because the way that the story is formatted, right? Like the dialogue is in these chat boxes. So it's formatted like a play script, basically, where it'll just say a character name and then it'll say their dialogue. Yeah. And that format makes it really, really easy to just get a friend and be like, hey, you want to voice this with me? And then you can just do all these different crazy voices. And it's honestly a lot of like a lot of good practice can come from that. And then also just trying different voices when I'm like home alone. That's another form of practice that I've gotten is like can I like pull this voice and just like try to sound natural in it? Like, is that a thing I can do? That's also helped me a lot.
Yeah.
For me, well, I don't have anyone to practice with, so I usually just look up a monologue online, say it how I would normally deliver it, and just take it in every way possible. I'll make it a dramatic one, a comedic one. I just do every single take possible on one monologue, and that helps me with my acting.
From experience, that is, all of that, what you've said, both of you, is like really good advice. But the best way to practice that I've found is actually through auditioning and getting feedback on it and then improving on that. So that's probably the best way to improve and practice. But, just creating content for yourself or just voicing something in your room with nothing recording it is, a good way to test out voices or to see if you can, actually, do something. Like, when I was doing auditions, not even when I was doing auditions for Untitled the Musical, but before I even knew Untitled the Musical was a thing to audition for, I think I was testing out my Muppet voice, in the kitchen as I was filling the dishwasher. And I was like, can I do a creepy spider girl, just, a voice like that? And I could. And I auditioned, and I got feedback, and I improved on it, and I auditioned again, and I got cast. So, both of them work. I would say do both, especially auditioning. Majority of your time when voice acting is auditioning. That's it.
I've taken a break from doing the auditions because I know that this role specifically is going to be filling up most, if not all, of the time that I have for voice acting wise, and all of my effort for voice acting for a bit, just because of the amount of lines and stuff. It's like, I don't feel comfortable, especially because it's my first project. I don't feel comfortable doing this project on top of another project at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, I have so much going on. I will only audition for something if it's a project that I know is going to be trustworthy, it's going to be worth my time, and I want to do it. So, with this Danganronpa 2 dub, I have a lot of projects at the moment. But because, I knew who was running it, and I knew, it was a character I really liked to voice, Sonia, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send an audition. If I get it, if I get it. If I don't, I don't. Then, So when you have a lot going on, it's definitely best not to get yourself overloaded. That was a mistake I made very early on.
I was just gonna say that I'm the same way now. I don't really audition for stuff anymore because I've kind of become my own boss. So it's if I want to do something, I can just do it. I usually don't. I usually get other people that I think are better. But if I do audition for something, it has to be from someone who I guess I consider to be trustworthy and who I maybe am recommended by someone else. My friend Philly, who does Homestuck Abridged, and he does Naruto and Hero Academia Abridged as well. He I know from him and because of the voice actors that I've met through him that he is a quality trusted person to work with.
Yeah.
I think it's all about forming those connections with other people, and then from that being able to be introduced to new people and and it's now I don't need to rely that much on auditioning anymore because I've formed a strong network of I guess talented people around me.
Mm-hmm. The most of my auditions now, I still audition, but it's mostly for just different projects on the internet. That's the majority of my auditions these days. But when you get a bit into it, you'll get to know a load of people that you can trust, and because I don't know if it's a rite of passage to go through a really shitty project, but you will. You will. And you can tell the red flags. So I was in one recently. I'm not going to name any names and I'm not going to spill any deets, but I was in one and I got cast as, it was a danganronpa one, I got cast as Celestia Wiedenberg, and the red flags were just kind of there from day one because one, they cast people before the deadline of the auditions. And they cast multiple people. No, they cast multiple roles to one person, so that one person would have 6 different roles. That's always a red flag. I mean, I just went in with one role, And then they were like, oh, we're going to do this and this, but I don't have any resources to give you. Good projects will always have, like scripts and stuff and whatever. It'll be well organized and you'll be able to tell. And this one was not well organized. It has about 10 mods and they all had about 10 characters each. And it was run by children, basically. And I just kind of had to talk with the mod. And I was like, I don't think I can stay in here, but if you want to improve, here's what I've done in the past. Here's how you can be more organized. Number one, I insisted that they stopped giving people so many roles. I was like, just have 2 max if you must. But yeah, I don't know what the project is doing now, but I hope it's doing better. And of course, the only way they're gonna become better is to learn through experience. So.
Yeah, honestly, the previous group that I was a part of that got me into voice acting had the same problem, where the leader had like a ton of roles, and this other person basically had like every female role. It was just like a big like clusterfuck of like, oh well, now no one is gonna be able to like get these roles because now this one person who doesn't have that much vocal range is voicing like everyone.
Yeah, and the problem with projects like that is always like really underexperienced people who are in there and have like 6 different people who all sound the same, and
I think what makes it like extra, because like I guess my rule of thumb when it comes to multicasting, because I don't like multicasting, my rule of thumb is like, if these 2 characters were having a conversation with each other, could I discern them? That's my hard and fast rule.
Yeah, that's a good one. And also, the problem with multicasting is if you give someone like 5 roles and they suddenly drop off the face of the earth, you're going to have like a standstill.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are now fucked.
I had that exact problem because I had someone who like voiced a bunch of characters and they just kind of dipped, and I'm like, fuck, now I have to replace like 3 different characters, and it's a nightmare to manage.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I made that mistake when I was younger and I was running like 5 different homestuck projects at the same time. Don't be like me. Don't be like me when I was 15, 16. Just don't.
God, my head. I'm like just thinking about that shit. I'm like, ugh.
I think
but yeah.
What I used to enjoy most was casting people, so I just kept making new projects so I could cast people.
Oh my gosh.
I love casting people. It's really fun.
It is.
But like,
I will say, I think it's the most enjoyable bit about a project, other than seeing the final piece that you make.
Yeah.
I guess because it's almost like a little taste test of what will come. It's like, ooh. Like, it's like, this is what this will sound like when it is completed,
You feel like Hope's Peak gathering the ultimates.
Oh, God. I thought you were going to say, like, I thought you were going to say your, what's it called? Your fucking audition line. It's like, I admired Hope's Peak Academy. Like, that one?
Yeah, oh, shoot, what was it?
We were going over that, weren't we, Cyber? Like, because a few of my audition lines came up when I was recording Sonya earlier. We're just like,
yeah, because I made,
audition line.
I think everyone, except for I think Hajime and Sayonji, ironically, I think I made like all of them just like their introduction scenes where it's like, hi, I'm blank.
Yeah,
like,
here it is.
What's up? I'm blank.
Yeah, there's only one reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, because I admired Hope's Peak Academy.
Mine is, even though you look all flashy, you're actually a big coward.
Are we doing... Okay. Hi, my name is Sonya Nevermind. I'm a foreign exchange student from a small European kingdom called Novosilic.
Actually, wait, this also works as a way to show the viewers what the characters are going to sound like. Here, alright, I'll do my Hajime line then, like, for real then. There's only one reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. Because I admired Hope's Peak Academy. To me, attending Hope's Peak Academy is like being a celebrity, or a superhero. In fact, instead of calling it admiration, it's more like, it's always been a dream of mine. That's why. To feel like a member of society. To become someone I can be proud of. I always wanted to. And then it glitches out and freaks it.
Yeah.
That guy says so many Hope's Peak Academy so many times.
I know.
Hope's
And
Academy.
it's stupid because it's like Hope Peak. Like, I have to, like, the P's are on top of each other.
Hope's Peak.
Hope's Peak.
Hope's Peak Academy.
Hose Peak Academy.
Hose.
That's Miyu school.
Oh my god.
See, now I want to hear a remix of just Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy. I don't know. I'm always like embarrassed to fucking do this.
Tell me about it, dude.
Oh, you're gonna do a Kamida line. Do fingers in his ass. Fingers in his ass.
Kanye West, he likes
fingers in his ass.
I understand better than anyone else that I'm ultimately worthless. I'm too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope. I'm too disdainful
to put
to
fingers in his ass.
I'm a lowly, stupid, insignificant human who can't do anything right.
Kanye West, he likes fingers in his ass. Kanye West, he likes fingers in his ass.
Kanye West, he likes fingers in his ass. Kanye West, he likes fingers in his ass.
Oh my god.
Are you ready to battle, Hajime? No, that's wrong.
The way that, like, Nagito says stuff sometimes just makes it sound, specifically, like, seductive.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
I think it's because he's horny for, like, hope and despair.
He just has,
it's like, oh, Hajime, like, Hinata-kun, fill me with your hope.
He has a Hoge, right, doesn't he?
What?
He has an Hoge.
Yeah, he does. Wait, does he?
Yeah.
It's like a little swirly thing.
He has a swirly one.
So that's his constant horn for hope and
Oh my god.
You play as him for like one little section, so technically he did earn his right to have it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But then why did Kiba have one?
He was a protagonist for longer than Kaede was.
Ow.
Maybe it's his antenna or something.
That's probably what it is, yeah. It's probably his little antenna to like get signals.
I was thinking because he was like artificially created, it was because the creator wanted to make the protagonist of like the game or whatever. Like they were like, oh, I need to make this character be the character, so I got to put it in a Hoge on him because it's.
I mean, I guess for a little bit of real life meta, I guess Kodaka has like gone on record that like he wants to design and think about the characters' personalities and visuals in a way that like any character could be the main character of their own story.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great philosophy to like to when it comes to like designing an ensemble cast. Like it's honestly a really cool idea.
Yeah,
like, way of thinking about it.
That inherently makes the characters less one-dimensional.
You get like
Gives them a lot more value.
characters that like look like, you know, Junko, and then you get all of them in like black and white, blue-faced, like
Yeah.
If you only
it's honestly wow.
designed one person to be the main character.
I just realized we hit 2 hours, so we should probably wrap this up.
Okay, yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I feel bad for Tex for being here for so long, or like it's so late in the night.
You're keeping me prisoner.
I'm so sorry, but I feel like you gave some really incredible advice, and wanted to thank you.
Yeah, first of all, it was a pleasure meeting you, Tex. I'm really glad I've had the chance to do the podcast with you.
Yeah, it was good to meet you too as well. I haven't actually spoken to many of the people who have been cast in the project. I think Black Roses I know anyway. Like I know them from like various other projects I've been in. And actually she was in the Danganronpa abridged thing that I was Sonya in, which is a fun little plus. But yeah, it was really great, really nice to meet you guys, if I can speak properly. Don't blame me, it's 12:30.
Yeah. Who should we have do the ending bit?
I guess I'll just
yeah, you may as
end
well.
this out. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you have any ideas for what we could talk about or who we could have on, don't be afraid to put it in the comments. And then also make sure to like, and if you're listening on iTunes, give us 5 stars. Just rate us. That'd be awesome. It really does help. All right. Bye-bye.
Suggest text for every week. Yeehaw!
You guys.
Do it.
Have a good one.
Do it, cowards.
Do it. Bye.